We are live with another one, guys. Okay, we are live with another one. The mic is hot. You already know what this is, guys. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys. This is going to be my UFC fight predictions for UFC 323. I'm going to go through this rapid fire as it stands for my UFC fight predictions for 2025, guys. I'm 279 wins and 181 losses, guys. That's 279 wins and 181 losses when it comes to my UFC fight predictions for 2025, guys. We're going to do this rapid fire, guys. Okay? Rapid fire. Here we go, guys. We got Abu Islam. Abu Islam versus Awu Bariuski. You know, when it comes to Abu, I mean, he got heavy hands, has KO power, but very sloppy, guys. Very sloppy, no wrestling. And look, when it comes to Abu, his cardio has always been an issue, and it's still an issue to this day, guys. Okay. Now, when it comes to Awu Bariuski, he's really well rounded. He also has knockout power. He has heavy hands. And he has good takedowns. He actually has good wrestling takedowns. Now, when it comes to his control game, not so, I wouldn't say is superior, but he has good takedowns. He really does. He can get his opponent down to the ground. So, and look, when it comes to Awu Bariuski, he is 1-2 in his last 3 fights. Abu is fairly new. You know what I mean? He's fairly new into the UFC. He hasn't fought really anybody in the UFC. So I'm gonna have to go with the more experienced guy here, and I'm going with Awu Bariuski to win this fight. Most likely, guys, by unanimous decision, guys. That's what I'm gonna pick. Awu Bariuski wins this fight, unanimous decision, moves his record to 2-2 in his last 4 fights, guys. All right. Zinford, how you doing? Welcome to your channel. Welcome to your chat. All right, guys, moving on. We got Muhammad Niamov. All right, Muhammad Niamov versus Marion Santos. This is gonna be a banger, guys. You know, Muhammad is 2-1 in his last 3s. He's really, really well rounded. You know, even though he's well rounded, he has good mixed martial arts skills. He can take the fight to the ground. He could keep the fight standing. He's not really technical when it comes to the feet. He's really not a huge threat when it comes to getting the finish. You know what I mean? Like, he's not known to go out there and really get a finish when it comes to Muhammad. Muhammad is 2-1 in his last 3. Now, when it comes to Marion Santos, he's 3-0. Okay, 3-0 in his last 3 fights. He's a good striker. And he defends the wrestling really, really well. He really does. Ultimately, Santos wants to keep this fight standing. You know what I mean? And Muhammad, he's well-rounded enough to most likely give Santos some issues there. But I just see Santos being a better striker. So I'm going to say Marion Santos wins this fight by most likely, man, it's probably going to be, this is probably going to be a split decision, guys. It's going to be a banger of a fight. Muhammad's going to go out there, throw some hands, and Marion Santos is going to oblige. Okay, he is going to oblige. But I think Marion Santos is going to win this fight, guys, most likely by unanimous split decision, guys. All right. All right, guys, we got Edson Barboza. Okay, Edson Barboza versus Jalen Turner. Okay, Edson Barboza, excuse me, is 1-2. Okay, in his last 3 fights. When it comes to Jalen Turner, I mean, look, Jalen Turner is supposed to be retired, guys. Okay, he's not even supposed to be fighting in mixed martial arts, let alone in the UFC. I thought he walked away. But unbeknownst to me, Jalen Turner makes an appearance back on this last pay-per-view card, UFC 323. And look, he plans to use his length. I believe he's like over 6 feet tall. So he definitely going to use his length. Loves to, keep the fight standing. He likes striking. He's a good mixed martial arts fighter overall, but overall he wants to keep this fight standing. Now that's the problem there, guys, because Edson Barboza is a legend, guys. He's fought the who's who. Okay, in his respective division, Edson Barboza has been around for a long time. And let me tell you something: the guy has phenomenal kicks, phenomenal striking. He's just just a technical wizard. However, Edson Barboza, like I said, has been around and has fought the who's who in the UFC. But Edson Barboza comes with a lot of mileage, guys. He really does. He comes with a lot of mileage, and that technical striking is just not as technical as it used to be. It's not as dangerous as it used to be. So for that reason, guys, I'm gonna have to go with Jalen Turner to take this fight, guys. I think he makes his, he comes back from retirement. He is a younger guy, and I think you know what? I think he beats out Edson Barboza. I could see a KO most likely in the third or second round, guys. I'm going for Jalen Turner, third or second round TKO, guys. All right, moving on, guys. We're gonna go through this rapid fire. Like I said, we got Marvin Vittori, yeah, Marvin Vittori versus Bruno Ferreira. Guys, when it comes to Marvin, he is 0-3. I would call him a dead body. You know what I mean? But he's, he if you look at his record, he's lost against the who's who. He really has. He's lost against the top of the top of the top competition in his respective division. Now, when it comes to Marvin, his striking has gotten a little better. You know what I mean? Especially over time. He has, his overall mixed martial arts skills isn't that great. You know what I mean? It's not like he's gonna go in there and impose his will and back you up against the fence and use a double leg takedown and take you down and just control you and ground and pound you. Marvin is just not like that, guys. He's not an overall mixed martial arts fighter. Like I said, 0-3 in his last 3 fights. I don't know about that guy, but he's gonna face Bruno Ferreira, guys. 2-1 in his last 3 fights. He's a high level judo. You know what I mean? He's a good grappler. The only thing that's in question for Bruno Ferreira is his cardio. You know what I mean? Can he get through 3 rounds? To be honest with you, now. Sorry, guys. I have something in my eye. Excuse me. Ah, ah. Now, excuse me. Uh, do you like booby soft games like Assassin's Creed or Far Cry? No, I don't, Star Moth. Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat, Star Moth. Marvin Vittori likes the Italian sub. DC likes Big Macs. Oh man, I hear you. Now, when it comes to Bruno Ferreira, the only thing that's in question is his cardio. To be honest with you, that is the only thing that's in question when it comes to Bruno Ferreira. Excuse me. And like I said, Marvin, he's even though he's 0-3 in his last 3 fights, Marvin has fought the who's who, and he's only lost against top competition. I think Marvin is gonna actually go in there. I think Marvin is gonna actually go in there and get the W. I think he's gonna get the W just because of his experience and because he has better cardio. He really does. So I think Marvin takes this fight and he stops that skid. To be honest, so I'm gonna pick Marvin to win this by unanimous decision, guys. Moving on, guys. We got Grant Dawson. Okay, Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres. Guys, Grant Dawson is 3-0 in his last 3 fights. When it comes to Grant Dawson, he's not very exciting. He goes in there with a specific game plan and he sticks to that. It doesn't matter if the fight is exciting or not. He'd rather it be boring because that's the way his style, his foul. That's the way his style of fighting is. Excuse me. His ground game is good. His striking is virtually awful. But he has good pressure. You know what I mean? He has good pressure. And like I said, Grant Dawson, he always sticks to the game plan. And yes, it might not be the most exciting fight you ever saw, But let me tell you something. Grant Dawson gets it done. Now moving on, I got Manuel Torres. Okay, 2-1 in his last three fights. This is going to be a banger, guys. 3-0. Grant Dawson. 2-1. Manuel Torres. Manuel Torres is a dangerous striker, guys. Dangerous striker, good grappler. Overall mixed martial arts skills is very, very good, and he has submission ability, guys. He really does. But guys, I mean, look at Grant Dawson's past, fights. The guy sticks to the game plan. He really does. And that's the reason why I have Grant Dawson winning this fight, most likely by unanimous decision, guys. I think Grant Dawson will go in there, most likely use some of his striking to back up Manuel Torres and use some of his wrestling and take down Manuel Torres and control Manuel Torres on the ground, giving Grant Dawson the unanimous decision, guys. That's my pick for that fight. You should drink another Briss iced tea if that pick goes through. Hey, I hear you. Big boy Briss from Wawa or Bucky's. Prime Oliveira versus Prime Tony Ferguson. Who you got? Man, I got. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. That really is a tough one for me, man. I don't know about that one. That's a good question. I'll be rooting for Tony Ferguson for sure. All right, guys. We got Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan, guys. Okay, Terrence McKinney is 2-1 in his last three fights. Chris Duncan is 3-0 in his last three fights. When it comes to Terrence, he's just a basically overall talent. You know what I mean? He's super talented. He has fast hands. He's super quick twitch muscles. Both these guys are dangerous strikers, dangerous fighters, okay, in general. The only problem I have with Terrence McKinney is that he has a tendency to slow down. His cardio it just can't last, especially with the type of speed that Terrence McKinney comes with. You know what I mean? Now, when it comes to Chris Duncan, look, he's a good grappler. He has some good hands. And you know what? Every time you see Chris Duncan, the guy is a dog. He might be out of a fight, but then all of a sudden he's back into the fight. Okay? This is a tough one for me, man, just because the cardio of Terrence McKinney is in question, guys. Okay? But if I had to pick somebody right now, gun in my head, guys, I'm going with Terrence McKinney. I think Terrence McKinney will be able to utilize his natural God-given abilities to beat Chris Duncan. I do think the cardio, will be in question, especially in that third round. But I think Terrence McKinney will beat him in the first round and possibly in the second round so bad that by the third round, I think Terrence McKinney can actually take a round off. And Chris Duncan will be too beat by then, guys. All right, I'm picking Terrence McKinney, guys. How will you defend yourself if a shirtless Daniel Cormier on bath salts breaks into your house? Look, guys, the only thing I'm going to be using is a Remington shotgun, okay? Point blank, period. All right, we got Farazim versus Nazim Shadykov. When it comes to Ziem, I mean, he's tall. He's a rangy striker, technical striker. You know what I mean? Not only is he a technical striker, but he uses his patience really, really well. He never rushes to get a finish. He always, you know, he always he basically sticks to the game plan as well. I mean, sticks to the game plan, and if there is a finish, he'll patiently start picking at it. Okay, 3-0 in his last three fights. Nazim is 2-0 in his last three fights. Nazim is, look, man, he's a good striker, but he's super reckless, super reckless. You know what I mean? He puts himself into dangerous positions. To be honest with you, I mean, look, I'm gonna pick Faria Zaim to win this fight and continue his winning streak. I just think, his ability to be patient, his ability to use his, length is gonna be a little bit too much for Nazim to take this fight. So I'm going for Faria Zaim to win this fight, guys. By unanimous decision, guys. Slugs or buckshots for your Remington? It's going to have to be a slug, my guy. It's going to have to be a slug. All right, guys. We got Macy Barber, guys. Okay. Macy Barber versus Korean Silva. Okay. Macy Barber is 3-0 in her last three fights, guys. She's a good grappler. She has good striking. She's good overall. She really is. She really is. When it comes to Korean Silva, I mean, she's really good as well. Out of the two girls, she's been the most active. 2-1 in her last three fights. Macy Barber 3-0 in her last three fights. Korean Silva, good grappler, super tough, and she has some good submissions as well. Okay, look, I want to pick Macy Barber for this fight. Excuse me, guys. Hold on. Excuse me. I would want to pick Macy Barber for this fight, to be honest with you, but I just can't. I don't know if I could pick her. I don't know if I could pick Macy Barber just because the last time she tried to fight somebody, she ended up getting a seizure in the back. She suffered a seizure, guys. That's some serious shit. Okay, that's not no. That's not like a little, a little simple, occurrence that happened with Macy Barber. You know what I mean? Her health is definitely in question. And because of that, guys, I'm gonna have to go with Korean Silva. She's been the more active fighter, okay, out of the two, and she's healthier than Macy Barber. If I had to, give my two opinions, okay, I want to pick Macy Barber, but her health is in question, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with Korean Silva to win this by unanimous decision, guys. Moving on, guys. We are getting down to the nitty gritty, guys. We really are. Oh no, wait, we're still here. Wow. Unbelievable. I didn't even do that one. All right. We got Mensur Abdul Malik, guys. Mensur Abdul Malik. Try to say that 300 times. Versus Antonio Chokuli. Okay. Versus Antonio Chokuli. Why is she still allowed to fight if she had a seizure? I have no idea, Star Morph. That is a question for the UFC, Dana White, Sean Shelby, and Mick Maynard, and possibly the doctors. Not a question for me, man. I don't know how to answer that question because let me tell you something. Macy Barber, she's a liability. You know what I mean? Can you imagine if she has another seizure, but inside the octagon, and then all of a sudden it's live? Oh my gosh, guys, that is a nightmare. But anyways, guys, Mensur Abdul Malik is a phenomenal D1 wrestler. Okay, good striking and good ground control, and I most likely think Mensur Abdul Malik is definitely going to go in there and use that D1 wrestling. Okay, when it comes to Antonio, he's an okay striker, good grappler. I mean, he's tall as shit. I believe he's like 6'6", 6'7", so he's definitely going to use his length, but that length, it doesn't really scare anybody, especially when you're facing a guy like Mensur, who's a D1 wrestler and most likely going to go in there, throw some punches, back Antonio against the fence, and go for that double leg, and most likely take him down and control him for the rest of the night, probably hitting him with some ground and pound. If this is not a if this is not a finish, excuse me, if this is not a finish, this is going to be a unanimous beatdown, guys. I see Mensur Abdul Malik taking this fight, guys. Okay, most likely by unanimous decision. Okay, guys. There we go. All right, guys, moving on. We are moving on. We're going through this rapid fire, guys. Let me see. Henry Cejudo is so small. The only reason why he beat Dominic Cruz is because he was old and had 300 ACL tears. I hear you, man. I hear you. Unfortunately, when it comes to Dominic Cruz, he suffers so many injuries. Henry Cejudo, the mini bellboy, will lose in emphatic fashion. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. But we shall see, guys. We shall see. All right, guys. We got John Bohovich versus Baghdad. Okay, Gustave. When it comes to John Bohovich, he is 0-2 in his last two fights. Okay, very powerful hands. He's been around that division for a very long time. Fought the who's who, beaten the who's who. I mean, he beat Stylebender as well. He has a lot of experience, solid MMA skills, and he's 42 years old. Okay, very very old. Okay, now when it comes to Baghdad, he is 2-0 in his last two fights. Excuse me. He's a fast, good striker. Got power in his hands. You know, this is a tough one for me, man. It really is because John Bohovich, excuse me, John Bohovich. I mean, even though he's older and he's 42 years old, man, he's even though he's that old, he still fights really well. Even in his losses, he still looks impressive. He doesn't look 42 years old. I can tell you that much. You know what I mean? I think all that experience is going to be a little bit too much for Bagdan. It really is. I think John Bohovich will be able to go in there and most likely get a unanimous decision, at least a unanimous decision against Baghdad. I'm going John Bohovich. I'm going John Bohovich unanimous decision, guys. The old man will wrestle. Strength is the last to go. Hey, I hear you, Star Moth. I hear you. All right, guys. We got Brandon Moreno. Okay. Brandon Moreno versus Tatsu Torara. Okay. Brandon Moreno is 2-1 in his last 3 fights. Need I say more about Brandon Moreno? I mean, he's a legend. All right. Been in the UFC for a very long time. Has massive experience. Fought the who's who in the flyweight division. Former champion. Okay. Tatsutora, he's a good striker, technical striker, loves to fight standing on the feet, but he doesn't really have good grappling. And I think Brandon Moreno is just a better overall mixed martial arts fighter. So guys, I'm gonna take Brandon Moreno to win this fight, most likely by rear naked choke in the second round by submission, guys. What can I say? Brandon Moreno, is going to win this fight. Submission, second round, rear naked choke. All right, guys, we are making way, okay? We are making way. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, okay? It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, okay? Support the community, guys, okay? Easier than going to your local ATM, guys, okay? Literally. All right, we got Henry Cejudo, guys. Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot. Guys, everybody knows why this is happening, okay? The reason why this fight is happening is because the UFC finally wants Henry Cejudo out the door, okay? They're trying to pack his bags, okay, and send him out the door. The reason being is because most likely Henry Cejudo gets paid a good amount of money, okay? Definitely more than Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot is probably getting 10 and 10, while Henry Cejudo is over here getting paid like 250, 275, okay, per fight. Henry Cejudo definitely needs this win, guys. He's 0-3 in his last 3 fights, okay? Peyton Talbot, 2-1 in his last 3 fights. That one loss came due to a wrestler who wrestled the hell out of Peyton Talbot, and Peyton Talbot had no answer. Okay, now, Henry Cejudo, will he be able to wrestle against Peyton Talbot? I hope so. He definitely needs to wrestle in this fight. I don't know if he will, though. I honestly don't know if he will. But do I want to see Henry Cejudo win this fight? Of course. Does Henry Cejudo need to win this fight? Yes. Does Henry Cejudo need to wrestle to win against Peyton Talbot? Most likely, guys. Okay, most likely. I like Peyton Talbot. I really do. He's a striker. Preferably wants to, fight on the feet. Okay, not an overall mixed martial arts fighter. Got some work to do when it comes to the grappling game. I think as Henry Cejudo goes in there with a strict game plan and sticks to that game plan and wrestles a whole lot, I think Henry Cejudo will be able to get this win and make it look easy, guys. I'm going to go with Henry Cejudo to win this fight and take that 3 skid and stop that shit. Going with Henry Cejudo, guys. Unanimous decision. Let me see. Brandon Romano led us. Any thoughts on who Islam should fight next? Look, G-Star, when it comes to Islam Makhachev, the next guy that he's going to fight is most likely going to be Kamaru Usman, and that's not on me, guys. Okay, I do not want to see that fight either. But the UFC, they always pull in their shenanigans, guys, and that's a sellable fight. Kamaru Usman versus Islam Makhachev. I think that's the next fight that's going to happen, unfortunately, guys. Okay, I want to see Derek Henry tackle Henry Cejudo. You're right. All right, guys. We are in the co-main event of the evening, guys, okay? Co-main event of the evening. We got Alexander Pantoja versus Joshua Van, guys. First and foremost, guys, I don't know why Joshua Van is even in this fight. I had him losing that last fight. Even though he was able to drop his opponent in the very tail end, of that fight, of that round, that doesn't mean he won the fight. I thought he was getting technically beat on the feet, guys. Okay. But that is my opinion. Okay, I don't think Joshua Van actually deserves to be here against Alexander Pantoja. I think Alexander Pantoja is going to go in there and make this look easy, especially with Joshua Van being striking heavy type of opponent. Alexander Pantoja is a great mixed martial arts fighter. He's probably going to utilize some of his striking to back up Joshua Van and then wrestle him to the ground and most likely win this fight by submission. I see another rear naked choke submission win for Alexander Pantoja, guys. All right, guys, we're in the main event of the evening, guys. Finally. Okay, finally. We're in the main event of the evening. Marab versus Peter Yan, guys. Okay, Starmore says, I believe Daniel Cormier can still beat John Jones in hot dogs eating contest. As most likely the only thing he can beat he could beat John Jones in. Okay, guys. Point blank. Period. All right, we got Marab versus Peter Yan, guys. This is the easiest pick I can ever pick. And look, if I'm wrong about this pick, I'm sorry. All right, Marab steps in there. Okay, for the fourth time. Okay, this year making history. If he's able to defend his belt successfully and beat Peter Yan, it puts Marab in the history books, guys. Okay. Now, when it comes to Marab, he's already fought Peter Yan once. Everybody saw how that looked. I mean, Marab just outstruck him on the feet. Didn't even expect that. Out wrestled him. Definitely expect that. And for Marab, he's just a machine, guys. It's hard for me to pick against Marab. It really is. Peter Yan, phenomenal striker, phenomenal mixed martial arts fighter. Don't get me wrong, but he's just up against a machine. And I think the transformer here, okay, the Terminator, the machine, Marab, is gonna take this fight, guys. Most likely by unanimous decision, guys. That is my UFC fight prediction, guys. Okay, for this card, UFC 323 goes down this Saturday. Okay. That is my UFC fight predictions for that card as it stands for 2025, guys. I'm 279 wins and 181 losses. That's 279 wins, guys, and 181 losses. We're going to continue getting these dubs, baby. And guys, UFC 321 marks the end of an era. No more ESPN, no more UFC for the foreseeable future, no more pay-per-views. Paramount has blessed us. The UFC has blessed us. And now we're moving on. Okay? Last card of the year, UFC 321. Man, it's crazy, guys. Let me read. Do you support Trump? I don't support politics whatsoever, guys. They're fucked up this country. Excuse my French. Let me see. Who's your favorite WWE wrestler when you were a kid? My favorite WWE wrestler when I was a kid, guys, was it was Mankind and Stone Cold Steve Austin, guys. You seem like you enjoy that one guy, Goldust. Star Moth, I like Goldust too. Phenomenal. Goldust was a phenomenal wrestler. He really was. Okay, and thank you for letting me know. You know that I looked like I would enjoy Goldust. You know what I mean? Your mom would enjoy. You know what's in his pants. You know what I mean? Garen fucking teed. Okay, Star Moth. Let me see. Emmett says hello. Emmett, how you doing? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat, guys. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, let's go, Conor McGregor, Fight Club. What are you talking about? Conor McGregor is nowhere near getting into the octagon, guys. Okay, point blank period. Emmett says hi. How you doing? How you doing, Emmett? What is going on with you? Not Bret Hart. What about Bret Hart? You know what I mean? I mean, Bret Hart was a phenomenal wrestler as well, but it definitely wasn't Bret Hart, guys. It definitely wasn't. I wasn't, waiting on pins and needles to see that guy. Don't get me wrong, phenomenal wrestler, but he wasn't no Mankind, nor was he, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Emmett says good. That is what's up. That is what's up, Emmett. I'm glad you are doing good. Starmoff says Conor McGregor should fight Mike Perry. That's not happening, guys. Mike Perry would destroy him in bare knuckle. You out of your mind? Fight Club said I had the urge to say it. Well, Fight Club, keep that shit to yourself. Nah, I'm playing around. That was hilarious. You know what I mean? Do whatever you like in this community. All right, just make sure it's positive. Let me see. What's your favorite type of sandwich? My favorite type of sandwich? Probably a chicken parmesan. You know what I mean? Chicken parmesan sandwich, guys. I get. Emmett says, hi, how you doing, Emmett? Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Like I always say, guys, this is your channel. I am just a pilot, okay? The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys. Let me see. Let me see. A burger walks into a bar. Bartender, sorry, we don't serve food here. Unbelievable. Trailblazer, how you doing, Trailblazer? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. How you doing? And I did finally take a look at K-pop Demon Hunter. Okay, I checked it out. You know, what I mean, there was a lot of music, a lot of singing, and a lot of animation. Okay, my guy. Let me see. What is this chat smoking on? Fight Club Air. That's exactly what we're smoking on. Okay. G Star says out of context, but what do you think of Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua? Well, guys, what do I think about that? I think it's a joke, guys. I think it's atrocious. I remember the days, where boxing was just phenomenal, and now we have a clown show. A clown show. If Joshua doesn't go in there and finish Jake Paul very early, then we need to question why the hell are we allowing fixed fights to happen as fans? Why are we allowing fixed fights to happen? The BS needs to stop, guys. It really does. Let me see. Trailblazer says, hi, how you doing, Trailblazer? Connor versus Mike and BK would sincerely be a good fight. Boom. Shaka. Look, I agree with you. It would be a good fight, but it would not be a good fight towards the end because Conor McGregor would get his teeth knocked out fairly easily by Mike Perry. Mike Perry is a big guy. He has experience in bare knuckle fighting, and he's most likely will put his paws on Conor McGregor so badly that Conor McGregor won't even be able to catch cases in bathroom stalls. Okay, my guy. Let me see. Do you watch anime? I do not watch anime, guys. The last anime that I ever watched was Dragon Ball Z a very long time ago. Trailblazer says, I forgot what time you're live. That's why I haven't been able to come on. I'm always live in the morning, guys. Always live in the morning around 5 o'clock in the morning, especially on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and sometimes Thursdays and Fridays, and definitely on Saturdays. Okay, my guy. Would you rather fight Deontay Wilder in a boxing match or Mark Hunt in an MMA match? I'm gonna go with Deontay Wilder. I'm gonna go with Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean, in a boxing fight, because there's no way I'm taking a clean hit from Mark Hunt. There's no way. There's just no way. That is guaranteed death. Okay. At least with Deontay Wilder, I could somewhat cover myself, with some 16-ounce gloves and pretend, to get knocked out. You know what I mean? That's most likely what I can do. All right. Starmoth says that's just because Mike Perry has no nose. It has zero cartilage. That's an advantage. That is an advantage. Okay. Having no nose bone is an advantage. Okay, guys. Why do you wake up so early? Well, why do I wake up so early, guys? Am I awake or am I going to sleep? That is the true question, guys. Okay, because I don't think I have slept at all, guys. Okay, so I haven't slept, guys. All right, so you should reverse the question. Okay, like this, if this was Uno, all right, reverse that question because in reality, you should be asking why haven't you slept? Okay, you should go to sleep. All right, because you're just up all day. Okay. But anyways, guys, you already know what this is. Okay. This is my UFC fight predictions for UFC 321. When it comes to my UFC fight predictions for 2025, I'm 279 wins and 181 losses. You already know what this is, guys. Okay. Somebody says you should put an all-nighter. I already have done that, guys. What do you think is next for Valentino? Valentino or Valentina? I have no idea, guys. But you know what this is, guys. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys, I most likely get back on the live Tuesday morning, same time, 5 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully I see everybody there. Star Moth, you know what I mean? Who else? Trailblazer, Boom Shaka, Fight Club, G Star, everybody who supports this community. I appreciate you. All right. Until next time, one love.